All right, everybody. I got Thomas, and his IG is Get Rich with Richmond. Why don't you introduce yourself, Thomas?
What's up, Alex? Yes, my name is Thomas. I'm on Instagram, Get Rich with Richmond. But basically, what I do on there is I'm into value investing. I consider myself to be a value investing expert. So
Okay.
basically, what I kind of help people do is you learn how to make more money through investing, and make high returns in stocks. Right. So
Okay.
basically, like there's a lot of people. We all start like looking at stocks and stuff and learning how to invest. And basically, with this, it's like a safe way to make high returns in stocks.
Gotcha. And how old are you?
I'm 18.
Yeah, that's freaking young,
Yeah,
man. I
man.
wish I started at that age, right? Um, but cool. Yeah, people give him a follow. I give him a follow. And obviously everybody, you got to do your own research, right?
Mhm.
But this kid gives you some of the best information that's out there, and he's got kind of a system and he's done the research almost for you, right? Um, so investing sometimes seems complicated to people, right? And you kind of break it down. Now, how would you recommend someone get started?
That's a great question, man. So basically, the first thing you want to do, like when you're looking to get started with investing, is you want to a great way to get started is just starting to like do some research on it and start to build up your kind of knowledge of wealth and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the easiest things to get started with is you can start to look at like, okay, how much can I invest each month? Like think about like my income and my expenses and what can I afford to invest each month? And then you can start to put that into an index fund, which is just a big basket of stocks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an easy way to get started. And it really helps you to start to get your feet wet with investing and kind of get into the process a little bit. But
Mm-hmm.
that's a great way to get started.
Yeah,
Definitely
now,
recommend that.
yeah, now I know a lot of people sometimes think, oh, you need a ton of money. And like you said, you got to review your
Your budget kind of.
your budget, correct, right? So a little trick I did, right? So I used to eat out a lot, right?
Hmm.
For lunch at work. What I ended up doing was, all right, I'm gonna start cooking at home, right? Now I used to spend, and I'm used to spending that amount of, $8 here and there almost every day of the week, right?
Hmm.
So at the end of the week, I would see, okay, now that I actually sat down and made my lunch, right, and I'm not going out and spending money, I got an extra 50 $60, right? So that's what I put into my like you said, index fund, right?
Hmm.
So it's not that you need a lot of money to get into it, right? You just gotta kind of, like Thomas said, budget, right? So at what age should someone start investing?
That's a good question. I'd say, well, I'm a younger investor, so I'm going to say on
Oh
the
yeah.
young side, but I'd say like um, as early as you can. Um, like if I had my my the same understanding I had now, I would have started way younger.
Yeah.
But I started investing when I was 17, and basically I kind of got into it because I was looking for ways to make money,
Mhm.
and I tried a lot of like the you've probably heard about a bunch of them, like all those kind of like the fad kind of businesses, like the business of the moment. You've heard about drop shipping with
Yeah.
like Shopify stores. Like I tried that, didn't work out at all.
Now,
Lost some money on that.
how long did you try drop shipping?
I had two stores.
Okay.
So I did it one time, failed miserably. Tried it a second time, still failed again. But it was a good learning experience because
Yeah.
what it kind of led me to, and it kind of led me to the idea of like I need something that's going to work for the long term.
Yeah.
You just stop messing around with this kind of stuff. So that's I got a book for Christmas called The Snowball. And it was basically a Warren Buffett biography, and it kind
Okay.
of showed me how you can kind of build wealth through through stock investing. like Warren Buffett built up this huge empire, billions of dollars. And it was just kind of from buying undervalued businesses.
Yeah.
And he started in a pretty simple way, but it just kind of grew as he kept going. So
Yeah.
that's what kind of got me started with it.
So I know one of his famous quotes is like, everybody wants to get rich quick, right? Nobody wants to get rich slowly.
Yeah,
And we kind of see on Warren Buffett's history, right? Majority of his money didn't, you know, generate until he was like in his 50s, right?
yeah,
So it's like it's time and patience. And I know a lot of people try to do, the stock market, and they're looking at it every day, every day, every day, and you're going to drive yourself crazy going that way too. um yeah, but um I hear it's crucial to like have a diverse portfolio, right? And in a way, an S&P 500 or an index fund is kind of like that. But
hmm
if someone was going, outside of the S&P 500, why should someone have a diverse portfolio?
that's a good question. So diversification is definitely super important
Mhm.
to protect your money, so you don't, um, it spreads your risks a little bit.
Yeah.
You got your bets kind of spread. But actually, I have kind of a different view on diversification. But my personal diversification plan, I don't have one. I just try to
Okay.
put all my money into stocks that I kind of believe in, because I think like when you get started, especially if you're looking to get into stocks and buying individual stocks, you should be focusing on like kind of the bets that you want to take. And the way I kind of see it is like each time I invest, I learn a little bit more. So I'm trying to really put my bets into really I really concentrated bets. I only have a couple stocks at a time.
Okay.
But as you get older, obviously, right, when you don't want to lose as much money, that's when
True.
diversification definitely comes into play,
Hmm.
and you got to protect your money.
Definitely, definitely. Now, if someone had a 401k at work, right? Um, would you recommend for them to also have a separate investing account? Or should they just put as much as they can into a 401k? What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's a good one. So personally, I don't have a 401k because I am 18. So I don't know all the math behind it, but I know that one of the best accounts you can start up if you're from the US is a Roth IRA,
Okay.
which has contribution limit of 6 grand per year, and it's like tax free, which is super nice because you put your money in, and if you were to sell your stocks, you don't pay taxes on it. So it grows tax free. And that's like really one of the best ways to invest. And then like 401ks, I'm not the expert on this, but I think most of them have 401k match programs. So you put in like 20 grand, the employer matches it. So then it's like you put in 40 grand. So that's an immediate 100% return on your investment just by putting the money in.
Mhm.
So that can be super cool. Um, but again, I don't have a 401k. I don't know
Yeah.
too much about it,
Yeah.
but it could
Yeah,
definitely
for
be
sure.
super cool if you do some research on that.
Yeah. Now you have a book where people can learn the basics, right? Give us a little inside scoop of, what they could find and where they could find that book for
Yeah, for
people.
sure, man. So my book is called The Value Bible. So basically, the idea behind the book was like there's this whole world of like um, just kind of like craziness, and a lot of us like don't really understand how to get started with finances and investing and stuff like that. Like you think about like when we started out in school, like none of us learned about finances, investing. They didn't teach us any of that. There wasn't like a stock market class,
Yeah.
so we had to learn all of this on our own. And for a lot of us, like it's really difficult to get started. That's something I
Yeah.
really struggle with.
And
But
sometimes people give up. They're like,
yeah,
oh,
exactly, man.
it's too much information coming from everywhere, right? But
Exactly. Like the information overload is really tough to get started. So it's really made to make it simple, make the stock market really simple. And it breaks down my investing strategy there's a 3-part process to finding value stocks that are going to make you high returns. But it's called the learn, build, buy strategy, which is what I based the book around.
Okay.
But basically, like, you want to learn what types of stocks will make you high returns. You want to build a watch list. So you're watching a bunch of different stocks, and then you buy them at low prices, really low prices. So you have to make high returns.
Yeah.
That's what it kind
Now,
of breaks down.
now your watch list, that doesn't mean those, stocks are actually in your portfolio, right?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
they might be, and then, but not 100% of them are, right?
Yeah.
Cool, cool. So where could I find that book?
Um, I could leave a link for you.
Oh yeah.
It's also, well, if you go on my Instagram, it's the link in the bio, I'm pretty sure. It's also on thevaluebible.com/valuebible if you want to check that out as well.
For sure. We'll try to leave a link for the book in the bio
Sure, man.
too
I
for you
appreciate
guys.
that.
Yeah, yeah. Now, what are your goals from here? What do you plan
That's
on your future to go from here?
that's a really good question. Being like kind of young and trying to think through what I want to do. Definitely still thinking about it, but one of my biggest goals is I want to be the greatest value investor of all time and make really high returns.
Yeah,
So I'm trying to learn towards that, get really good at my craft,
yeah.
and then I
Now
have like a couple goals.
he's teaching by being his own guinea pig too, right? So
Exactly. Yeah.
he's investing too, just like everyone else is, right? What
I
you got,
just kind
man?
of go down my bucket list. But I'm trying to get really good at value investing. And one of my goals eventually down the line is I want to have an investing fund. So it's like a value investing fund, kind of raise capital so we can buy a lot of companies, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, one day um, I want to buy out whole companies. Be
I
really
gotcha.
freaking sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind
A
of
lot of
like how
money. A
like
lot of money.
a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Now,
hopefully we get there some point.
yeah. Now building a fund, right? You got to
Mhm.
get a lot of investors. Um, Now, do you hold or do you have any mentors? Do
I
you hold
do.
any what are they called brainstorming classes or
So anything about funds, I have to give my man a shout out. But there's a really great course that I signed up for from this guy named Bridger Pennington.
okay,
But he basically has a course called Investment Fund Secrets, kind of walks you through how to set up a fund. Great guy. He also has a podcast, but I started like listening to his stuff and got to learn that at some point, and hopefully I can set that up. But that's where I'm kind of learning that from.
cool, cool. Now, I don't know if you've heard of what are they called? Mastermind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Are you interested in any? Do you know of any that you recommend for people?
Oh yeah, that would be
Are you
that's
going to be
that's a really
attending one?
interesting topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Masterminds, you can do a lot of really cool things with them. So I've been in masterminds before. Um, it was a business one, and basically there's someone I thought was really cool, and I wanted to learn from,
Mhm.
and I wanted to kind of um, learn more of the fundamentals of business, kind of, because I don't know a lot of them,
Yeah.
because I'm just kind of starting out. But that was really interesting to learn from him. I'm not in masterminds right now because I found that the best mastermind is just to read good books.
Yeah.
I've been
For
trying to
sure.
get myself to read a little bit more, but
Do you
yeah, man.
recommend any books for our listeners? Not
Yeah,
just
sure.
investing, just any in general.
Yeah, I can go down the line here. But one of the best ones to get started in investing, um, that really got me when I started out was I really liked The Snowball by Warren Buffett,
Mhm.
or about Warren Buffett. And there's a lot of books I've read that are kind of specific to investing.
Okay.
Some of my investing books I liked. One was called New Buffetology,
Hmm.
which it was really interesting because it's more like specific on investing, but basically it talks about like how Warren Buffett looks for companies, like what are his kind
Okay.
of requirements, which is super cool because like it really broke it down for you, made it easy to understand like what a competitive advantage is and how to find that in companies.
Now,
Super
where do you
cool.
find this information of the companies? Is it public? Do you gotta, sign up for anything, or is it like on Yahoo Finance where people could find this?
And what's cool is it's all public information. And like it didn't used to be this way.
Oh,
It used to be like you had to be an insider and give the CEO a call and stuff like that, jump through hoops to get the information from companies. But now it's really easy because everything's available online and
online.
then like the like documents and stuff like that. That's been something that's pretty interesting um, about this generation. But I mean, like this is the only generation I've been in, you know.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
it's still like nice, you know.
So you kind of grew up with the technology, right?
Yeah,
Where before people would kind of have to wait for the newspaper to come out and see what was happening
exactly, man. Yeah,
with everybody, right? Awesome. All right. Well, make sure you guys give them a follow. Make sure if you aren't investing, give them a follow, get that book, learn what you're, doing. And then he holds live. I don't know if they're live actually. He holds Q&As all the time on his Instagram. So make sure you give him a follow, shoot him a question, and definitely reach out to Thomas. Um, Thanks everybody for listening. Cool. So let our listeners and our viewers let them know your socials, where they could reach you, where they could follow you. Yeah.
yeah, for sure, dude. So yeah, the best way to check me out is you can go on Instagram, go to Get Rich with Richmond. I post there every day. We have 13,000 followers there, and it's a great place to be. You'll learn investing and learn how to grow your money. And then also, I have a podcast, just like the
Thomas, thanks you for taking a good chunk out of your day.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, not a problem. Cool.